Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on the video. This video is different from what I usually was posting on this channel. I really don't post on this channel. I have a new channel that I'm active on, and I'll put the link to that channel in the description box. But I wanted to put this information out there because it really helped my fur baby, and I'm hoping that it can save someone's fur baby from some pain and suffering. So, my new kitten had a UTI. I didn't know what was going on. He was going to the litter box and hardly um you doing anything in the little box, but there was a little pee, but not a lot of pee. So when I looked up his symptoms online, it says that he might have a UTI. So and that he can be blocked, and that you don't want, if they get completely blocked, that they can pass away from that. So me panicking with this little fur baby's life in my hands. I'm freaking out. I have other cats, but they're big cats. They're all adult cats, and he was the youngest. I had just received him, found him. My daughter found him outside of her job, so I already had a cat having medical attention. So he was the next one to go in line to get all his shots once the budget, you know, I could do so with the budget because I had just had my other cat spayed after having her for about a year. So yeah, I by me having this kitten, I'm like, maybe there was some type of underlying condition that I didn't know about. So took him to the emergency room. She said that might have a UTI, and that she didn't recommend giving him any antibiotics because 9 times out of 10, it's not an infection. And I said, well, you know what? Go ahead and do the test anyway. And that test was $100 and something. So she went and did the test anyway, and she was like, oh, he does have a bacteria, so I'm gonna give him some antibiotics. She's like, and out of the 95% of the time where it's not an infection, I do apologize. He does actually have some type of infection going on. So I get the med. She gave me some pain pills because she said it's uncomfortable for him, and she gave me some antibiotics that he's supposed to take every 12 hours, I believe. Got him home. Next day, he starts bleeding. It's blood all in his pee. He's peeing in the tub, peeing in the sink. He just looks miserable. So I went online. No, I took him to my actual vet that sees my other fur babies, and I took him to my actual vet. Remember, he was in line next to go see him, but this happened, so he went early, and he did a test. And he was like, okay, no, he looks fine, but he was on antibiotics. He said his white blood cells and everything were fine, and another blood cell, I don't know, was fine too. So he says it was fine. He said that there's not nothing we can do but wait it out unless you want to do a culture. And a culture was like 200 and something dollars. I had already was out of pocket about $400 from going to the emergency room and then coming to my regular vet also. So he said if Sonny finishes the antibiotics, Sonny Carisi, I named him after the detective on Law and Order. So, but we just say Sonny. So, if Sonny does not feel better after he finishes the meds that he's on, then we can go ahead and do the culture. So I get him home. Every time I gave him the antibiotics, it looks like the blood got redder and redder. So the doctor told me, I told him I was feeding him with water through a syringe just so he had extra water. And he's like, oh, don't do that. Just give him some wet food until this is over with. Just feed him wet food and make sure he's drinking. So I'm not listening to him because I'm like, my cat is not comfortable. Every time I give him these antibiotics, he seems to get worse. So I looked on Amazon and there was some meds, these two top medicines that people were raving about for UTIs. One was about $20 and one was about 7. So both of the reviews were practically identical on how it worked. There's two totally different looking bottles, but the every like I said, everybody was on the comments was saying that it was a miracle uh medicine. So I tried the first one. I had it overnighted and it came at 8 o'clock in the morning. I gave that to Sonny and I didn't see any difference. I only put 3 drops in his mouth, and then I was putting it in his water too, and feeding him with the water through the syringe, plus giving him wet food and his extra water, and making sure he wasn't stressed out, because they said stress causes that can cause a UTI. So I had to love on him a lot and give him the meds. I wasn't happy with what I was seeing. I was still seeing blood. Um so I went and ordered the other medicine that was $20, but that would not ship overnight. I would have to wait a day for that. So I did get it. I said we should be fine because he has his antibiotics and he's still peeing. He's not blocked at all. He's just not peeing a lot. And he was still eating and drinking at all. Through the whole thing, he still ate and drank. He did not lose his appetite through everything. But I got the urinary tract infection and medicine, and this one was cranberry. I gave him a half a dosage because I didn't know how his body was going to react to it. I haven't seen any blood since I gave him that dosage. So for 3 days, I gave him a half a dose. And then after that, for the next 6 days, I gave him full doses. Plus, I put 2 or 3 drops of that other medicine in his water. Plus, I feed him 3 syringes of water every morning because it's hot as hell. I'm in Georgia and it's 105 here. And by him being sick and it's already hot, I didn't want to take any chances. So, despite what the vet said, I still gave him extra water because if he got dehydrated, I would have to go up there, and all they were going to do is hook him up to a IV thing and give him fluids through an IV or something. When I can just, he didn't mind drinking it through the syringe. He actually likes it, but it's, I know I was ranting, but I was trying to give you the details of everything. But he's fine. It's been about 2 weeks now. I still give him the meds even though they're natural, and I don't see any situation where he's peeing anywhere. I don't see any pee in the tub. I don't see any pee in the sink. He's not struggling at the litter box anymore. I still gave it to him since it's natural, but I cut back on it and started back giving him half a dose because I was thinking, like, when you're on antibiotics, they give you antibiotics for 2 weeks. So my thought was give him this natural medicine for 2 weeks and he should be cleared up. So he's all fine now. I haven't had any situations with him. I will link both meds that I gave him in the description box. And I'm not showing my face on here. I'm just putting um Sonny's picture up. I just know that I was so scared, I thought something was going to happen. So I'm putting this video out really quick, um just so if somebody sees it and it's going through what I went through, that maybe this will help. I suggest if you get any medicine for your fur baby, have it overnighted. Don't wait, because in the blink of an eye, something can go wrong and they're depending on you. Like, they're basically helpless. So if you have the means, please, if on Amazon, I know they charge $2.99 to ship it for me to get it at 8 o'clock in the morning, but the other one I wasn't able to get it. But I did have him on antibiotics. Plus, I was feeding him, giving him extra water through a syringe. Plus, he was having the wet food, so I had other things going on to help him out, to hold him out until his actual medicine came. So I hope this helps someone. I'm not affiliated with these products at all. They just helped Sonny, and I'm hoping that they help someone too and ease somebody's pain and suffering, because again, I was freaking out. So I'm going to end the video. But I do have a new YouTube channel that I just started, called the Climbing Rose Affirmations. If you want to go over there and subscribe to that channel, I'm active on that channel. I'm not active on this channel anymore. So please show me some support. If you're into affirmations and prayers and all that good stuff, come over to that channel and show me some love. Thank you so much. Take care.